I just want to mention here that I've seen this concept of tartaria twice, like in historical examples and contexts. There's this other, it's an audiobook. It's called Apache Medicine Men or something, Apache Medicine Man. And it's actually a chronicle and a dialogue of different religions and different practices and customs that are similar, which is freaking excellent. But he mentioned China and Tartaria in it. And also in the History of the Ojibwe People by William W. Warren, it also mentions that certain Indian tribes may have been of the roving sons of Tartary, okay? And that's Tartaria. So, I mean, that was, not sure when that was wrote, like 1885 or something like that, dude. So, I mean, do I straight up, I believe that historically it can be proven that it used to be talked about, and it's, like, back then it was well known. Just like the dude in William W. Warren, once again, he mentioned stuff from the Bible over and over again. He goes this, what the heck did he say? Yeah, he mentioned the lost 10 tribes of Israel in the book in 1885. So this isn't a fresh concept, buddy. It was known back then even more greater abroad than it is now. And they be covering stuff up, dude, is what I'm trying to say. And who knows what the true truth is. Like, on my studies, it seems like everybody talks about this Alexandria library burning down, but upon my research, I come to find out everything that was salvaged from that was translated to Latin, okay? And you can trace where everything wrote in Latin goes right back to. And it's in them vaults over there in Europe somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like in some dumbs, where the aliens and reptilians are running around like, but it's a cover up. And I mean, there's even, I've seen some crazy stuff, dude. Like time travelers, like UFOs, down with all that. I mean, that jives over in multiple arenas of schools and streams of thought there, buddy. But even upon walking around town and just doing my local research and just eyes on, boots on the ground, finding like mounds of trash, and you can find some back, and you'll find a bunch of broken glass that'll date back to like the 50s, for instance. And it's just like pennies and stuff, and coin in circulation. Sometimes you bump into an oldie but goodie. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen rock formations where it looks like these are iron processing sites. You know what I'm saying? And the Indians, personally, from my recollection, only manufactured certain copper ornaments. They didn't work with iron. So this is interesting. And also, if you look up mound culture, these dudes had geometric, pyramidal, like the pyramids of Giza, like supreme geometry, trigonometry, written and coded inside of their structures, dude. And then when the people came over here, they bulldozed these things down and used that stuff for landscaping and basically, and then for other projects like building their wall to keep like the restless natives out, dude. You know what I'm saying? And what's weird is, even if you look into the water structures, it would seem they even had some kind of old school dam irrigation stuff already in place here. Like, I look at this Flint water treatment place right down the road over there on Fenton. Like, it's tucked off, man, but there's Happy Hollows nature area. And I mean, you look at this hill, man, the way it's constructed, it's like there could be a dome right there and you wouldn't even know it. I mean, there is some kind of facility in there, like down in a big old hill. It's interesting. It's like this little hill over here in the graveyard, like overseeing all the area. Like, I don't know, man. It was there's a lot of hidden history, like even recent, but there's even like who knows what portions of history literally have been omitted, like and a lot of this stuff can still be kind of discovered even openly now. All you got to have is some people who read the right stuff, and you can prove certain weird stuff. Like, it's like the memory hole, it's like Mandela effect, kind of, possibly through the dimensional stuff they're doing with certain experiments over in that same area. There could be weird paradoxical like Star Trek, where multiple streams of parallel realities are intershifting, and it's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not sure, like, if that's just sophisticated disinformation and like a psyop campaign, but it makes it hard to there's nothing like that is secular, that's like straight up all the way hunted, and it's like I don't know, man. But seems as if they're covering a lot of stuff up. Like there's like many different people that were coming here, like seeing that there was Romans and freaking Irishmen and freaking Nordsmen and even Chinese. You can see in some of those jungle people down in South America, they kind of got an Asian look. Sometime there's a caravan even made it over from there somehow. I mean, my personal humble opinion. Don't know how exactly it works, but if you read certain Chinese texts, ancient manuscripts, it talks about, like, the dude's like, he's like, you know what, I'm sick of society, and I want to just go to a place where it's really simple. And it said he just rode off in a boat can't remember if it was by himself or with a bunch of people, but maybe he made it over there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. There's a lot of like cover-ups, and it's just like this Tartaria thing is legit, my humble opinion, because I've actually ran into it. And I mean, you got the hollow earth thing, okay? It's pervasive in all cultures. I mean, it's even in the Bible when it says, sometimes it says Tartarus, sometimes it says Hades. These are different concepts in different languages. So you have to go and specifically look, and it's the belief in the underworld. Even when Jesus makes certain proclamation, he was standing in front of Mount Pergamon, and there was a big giant cave where there was a goat cult in there. You know what I'm saying? Doing hoodoo, voodoo, and taboo. And he says, the gates of hell shall not prevail against the kingdom, or something to that effect, okay? That's totally like, now, is it allegorical? Is it physical? I mean, could you say, I think even in Enoch, it says in a way, there's chambers down in the ground, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it even talks about Antarctica, man, in there, and that's where fallen angels are freaking imprisoned, because it's so desolate and it's full of sharp and jagged rocks. And you can't see it, but under the ice, there's a bunch of mountains that are like sharp and jagged. You know what I mean? It's interesting stuff. It's just like stuff that you can glean it from certain things, but look, it's just not. It's almost esoteric. It's confined to a smaller circle of people that know about it or even exposed to some of this content. But yeah, man. The Tartary thing, dude. I don't even know where it was at, what country it was, lost continent. You know, they do find sunken stuff in under the water all the time, like strange, anomalous, kind of monolithic looking stuff that looks like it could have been worked. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time by man. Stuff's all over. Like they find like there's a place called American Stonehenge, and it was like a sacrificial site of some Mithra cult, and that's coming out of like basically probably Rome, basically, but who knows where it went from there, because not even sure about that. But look, there is one, and they're connected through like parallel ley line type deals, these different sites. So just like the serpent mounds over there, like it just proves the agricultural and architectural prowess of former people. Is like the Pueblos, man. All of their little buildings are aligned to the freaking stars. Okay, so back in the day, at some point, this was common freaking knowledge to people, and it's just been erased from history, even though it's still right there in plain sight. I mean, that's basically called geomancy. When you build a certain temple or strange structure at certain key points, it's almost like acupuncture. You're popping into the areas like energy center, vortex area, and you're proclaiming, like when a gang puts its signs up, you're claiming like dominion over that, like through the architectural. And I don't know if it really works, man. Like if that was free energy all along and they were using it somehow for nefarious purposes to go back in time and bring about Armageddon, you know what I'm saying? Again, in a parallel, paradoxical anomaly situation. But yeah, you know, just I mean, in another way, you'll find stuff that when you weren't even looking for it. Like, there's a book called The Electric Demon, and it was wrote in like 1913, and it was talking about Tesla in it. And this demon genie thing from Mars helped this kid and gave him a device that anything he would answer or any question he would ask, it would give him the answer. And it would tell him. It basically sounds like a smartphone with a search engine. And this is wrote in like 1913, which is really like interesting that they were that scoping that far back. It would almost seem as if there's some hokey pokey going on, like that's just too convenient, that's too freaking like astronomically can't be coincidence, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, so all you can do is speculate about crazy parallel dimensional shifts and Mandela effect and memory hole and all this stuff, dude. But yeah, there's definitely evidence that like history just seems to just get rewritten, and it's really crazy how ignorant people are of how that's another thing. They do this to demean our ancestors, dude, mankind. They want to make it look, without government you're gonna die. Like a lot of these people survive through horrific, horrible, tyrannical governments and like straight up beheadings, like basically, and stuff like that for any dissonance, and they survived, you know what I'm saying? But they've also achieved awesome things with certain freedoms to just do what we do. It's just interesting how it all plays out. But and here's the thing, that's why we're indoctrinated with all these lies, for surely our fathers inherited lies, because these people get duping delight. They get satisfaction when they hear you spout some of the lies from the Garden of Eden. Like, it doesn't matter, because that thing broke into a million different fragments in different ways to catch people up. You know what I'm saying? And when they see you operating in it, they get duping delight, and they get power. They know they have power over your mind in certain ways. They have little tentacles still in your mind, and they get a rise out of it. And in a way, they kind of claim ownership over your intellectual property at that point, in a way. And they make these strange deals behind your back without you knowing about it with themselves. It's like really crazy, insane stuff.